Welcome back, learners, and as we are continuing, our last concept is the mixture of elements and the mixture of compounds. So now looking at mixtures. A mixture is made up of two or more substances that are mixed together and they're also in the same place. However, those substances are not chemically bonded. For an example, if you dissolve salt in water, remember that the salt is a compound. Same thing applies with the water. It's also a compound. So when we dissolve salt in water, we get a salt solution. But the salt and water molecules continue to retain their original properties. That means you can take the salt solution and boil it so that the water can evaporate. Then you can still get back to the salt that you initially started with. So the salt will still be salty and the water will now be in a form of a water vapor. So mixtures comes in two different types. We have mixtures of elements and then mixtures of compounds. The difference is that the mixture of elements, that is when two or more elements are together in the same place, but then they are not chemically bonded. And then the mixture of compounds, that's when two or more compounds are together in the same place, but they are not chemically bonded. So the difference between those two is that a mixture of elements is made of elements that are in the same place. And then the mixture of compounds is made of compounds that are in the same place. And those two mixtures, they are not chemically bonded. They are just mixed in the same place, as we have seen with our example of salt and water. We're just stirring them, we're not chemically bonding them, we're just physically mixing the two substances. So for an example here, we have mixtures of elements, whereby we have elements from the periodic table that are together in one place but not chemically bonded. For in the case of this one here, we have neon and oxygen. And then we can also have mixtures of compounds, where we have two different compounds that are mixed together in the same place but not chemically bonded. In the case of this picture, we have our water and we also have our carbon dioxide. And then we can also have a mixture of elements and compounds, whereby now we mix our elements and then we also mix our compounds. So we have an element or a molecule of oxygen and then with a compound of carbon dioxide and another compound of water. So when all of those things are mixed in the same place, it becomes a mixture of elements and compounds, because within that mixture we have both elements and we have also the compounds, and they are not chemically bonded. Right. Mixtures differ from compounds in two ways. So compounds and mixtures, they are different. So how are they different? Number one, each substance in a mixture keeps in its individual property, meaning that if a liquid is part of a mixture, it will still become a liquid. However, in a compound, we know that we have two substances that are chemically bonded together to form something totally different. So the properties of the compound and the properties of the elements making the compound, they are different. We also have that mixtures are separated by physical means, whereas compounds can be separated by chemical means. We know that if you want to separate the salt and water, you can just simply boil that mixture, and then the water is going to escape. You're going to be left with the salt. So we have separated them by doing that. And then you also know that for us to be able to break the compound, we need to do some chemical reactions. So we can break the compound of H2O, for instance, into H2 and O. So for us to be able to break this compound into the element of hydrogen and the element of oxygen, we need to do some chemical reactions. So that's how mixtures and compounds are different. Right. Let's see if you see what I'm talking about and you know what I'm talking about. Now the pictures that I have here are both of a compound and of a mixture. This picture that I have here, it is not a mixture. It is a picture of a compound, because we have two elements that are chemically bonded. So we have this element, the green element, bonded together to the red element. It makes a compound. They are different. They are chemically bonded. Whereas in a mixture, they are together in the same place, but they are not chemically bonded. We have the yellow element and the white element in the same container, we can say. However, they are not chemically bonded. They can be easily separated by, depending on what these elements are, they can be separated by physical means. So, learners, we have come to the end of our lesson. I hope you enjoyed as much as I did. I'll see you next time. Bye.